Yeah.
Got one. Ha ha.
It was smooth.
With the smooth. Come on, Clay.
Yeah, it was a smooth body. A smooth body in the building.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting half through the 1 second. Guess we doing headphones today. Hold on, man. What's the word, Glay? How's your weekend, man? I feel like it's been a while.
I know. Now that I think about it, Cat's kind of been out of routine for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was straight though. I was cooking. You know, if I ain't screaming, I'm cooking.
If I ain't streaming, I'm cooking.
So I made some you probably appreciate. I made some carrots, some honey glazed carrots, and
but you did them in the pressure cooker.
Nah, so you thin them like super thin, not too thin, but like let's just say if you have a carrot cut into about threes,
okay,
and then throw some smoked paprika, some honey, cayenne, red pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of cinnamon, and then a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of butter. Throw that in the oven at 400. Let that go for about 30 minutes. But at the 15-minute marker, flip them, and you're gonna have like a nice, sweet, glazed carrot.
what'd you make the carrot with? Like you ain't just make a carrot.
Oh yeah, I mean there was protein. I did a chicken.
Okay.
So I did a smoked Cornish hen.
See, you left that part out.
Yeah, I did the smoked Cornish hen, and then I did the cream spinach with caramelized onions. Yeah, you would have thought you was at the steakhouse. But to be honest, like when I'm at your spot, I actually get more in my vegan my vegetarian bag. So it forces me to learn how to do certain things that I typically wouldn't do because you have like an accommodation you have to do. So I could get real creative with Brussels sprouts. I do a mean like fried Brussels sprouts with like the feta cheese, honey, a little black pepper, and then I put a little truffle oil just to kind of bring out the flavor on the Brussels sprouts. You'd fuck with those. Those are restaurant grade.
Yo, yeah. So we got a cooking show coming out soon. Cooking with Glay. Cooking with Glay. Man, hopefully everybody had a tremendous holiday weekend. We didn't do the show Friday. That was my call. I was like, you know what, man?
Yeah.
Need a day off.
Mm-hmm.
Need a day off. It was big into the planning over the weekend, man. I'm excited about what's getting ready to happen. Very excited. Looking back on this year. Left some stuff on the table, so definitely got to pick that up. But overall, just excited for what's about to happen and making those plans to bring everything to fruition. This a make or break, whatever the pressure packed, whatever you want to look at it. This that type of year. This is how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
This is how I'm looking at it.
So
yeah, so if the energy's different, if you feel like I'm walking different, if you feel like BK's talking different, whatever it may be, yeah, that's the energy. There's the little more pressure on the table, so we finna make it happen. Who's in the building? We got Finn, bright and early, of course. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself in your way of thinking. The Honorable Marcus Aurelius. The more I hear his quotes, I'm almost... we're going to get into it that early, but I was going to say, like, it's very, from a spiritual standpoint and from an understanding of life, Marcus Aurelius speaks to me in a lot of ways more directly and more relatable than a lot of these scriptures that I hear. Marcus Aurelius just breaks it down for us, simple, plain, and it just always seems to hit you. But yeah, we got Steve in the building. Shout out to Big Bro Steve. Good morning to all. It's going to be a great day. That is a fact. Big Finn in the Izzy. Hey, Big Bro Steve. Sorry, couldn't chat longer this morning. The dogs were not happy. It was 03:40 hours before they got out the door. Okay. Yeah, that's that advanced time. We need to get to this 24-hour system, Glay.
Oh, what's that, the military?
Yeah, that's that more advanced time. Whenever I hear somebody talking in that time, I feel like they're just more serious about life. Like, I got to be there at 0600. Like, damn, 0600.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I see Antonice in the building. Where's Antonice at? Antonice, good morning, gang. What's up, sis? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. We got Unc in the building, of course. Grand Rising this Monday morning. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. May peace and blessings be upon each and every one of you. Once again, thank you for showing up on this bright and early Monday. Appreciate you, Unc. As always, man. As always. All right, we got Caleb tapping in. Caleb Key. All right, Caleb may be new. Caleb, if you're new, we appreciate you. If you're not, we appreciate you. Good morning from another day working. All right, let's get to it then. Let's get to it. Let's see. Unc said, as we rise this day as a community, may we come together to better each other in ways that will make sure our mothers are proud. Oh, wait, hold on. My fault. It's cut off. Our mothers proud that they raise children such as just on a day like today. All right, Unc, we rocking with you, Unc. We loving the energy. We loving the energy. Shout out to Jacob tapping in. Good morning, guys. Hope we're talking about how much Nigeria affects in any way a homeless fat white guy in Arkansas. We are going to talk about we may actually relate it to you. Wait, hold on, but hopefully you're not homeless. Hold on, let me read that again. Good morning, guys. Hope we're talking about how much Nigeria affects in any way a homeless fat white guy in Arkansas. Jacob, are you is this I hope I'm not being rude, but are you referring to yourself? Are you referring to yourself? If so, man, we'll send you some good energy at the very least. But hopefully you're not homeless. Definitely we'll send some good energy your way. Shout out to Vaughn's tapping in. Let me make sure we got South Dakota. We got my man Slim. We got Slim in the building. Good to see you, Slim.
Big Slim,
Good to see you, Slim. We got Wireless Sunday, the Aurelius Zone of Ooh, we got another Marcus Aurelius fan.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Wireless Sunday, the Aurelius Zone, a must to study in 2026. I think we need to hold up. Is that something new? Is that something that we're doing, or is that something that's already been done? Either way, I like it. Either way, I like where you're going. Let's see. Do we have anybody else in here? Hold up. My fault. Can't cover everything. I think we're good. He wrote a little homeless. All right, little homeless. Everybody a little homeless. You can be a little homeless. All right, I don't feel. All right. So basically, yeah, I get it. You better go colonize something, shit. You better embrace some of this colonizing energy that we're getting ready to talk to. You ain't got no home to take. You can't take somebody else's. Oh man. Yeah, Unc said loving that Florida weather. Look, man. Glad I got down here, not last night. I got down here a couple nights ago. And as soon as I got off the plane, turtleneck, jacket, not like a winter jacket, but just like a little fleece. And I walk out, I was walking out of Fort Lauderdale, and it's just a different energy. It's just a different energy, man.
I'm already knowing.
Yeah, it's hard to convince me that we're supposed to live in these cold winter places whenever I'm down here in the winter. You know, you can go vacation in those cold places, but yeah. All right. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, Big Bro said. All right, so Glay, if it's okay with you, we'll take a look at a couple different icebreakers, and then we'll get right into this story about Nigeria. There were a couple of things that stood out to me that it's just things that bother me. Maybe it's something that bothers me. I don't know if you're going to feel the same way, but I'll play this first clip for you. You let me know exactly what your thoughts are as everybody else, and we shall go from there. Once again, make sure that y'all like. That's going to help boost the algorithm and get as many different perspectives in the building as possible. First clip, let's start it now.
60s world. You got the Supreme Court talking about getting rid of the Voting Rights Act, and that's very real.
Yeah.
That may likely happen in just a matter of months. I mean, they're rewriting history, censoring historical facts. It's a unbelievable moment. All this anti-woke stuff is just anti-black, period, full stop. All the CRT, ESG, DEI stuff, that's all this is. It's this great purge, and it's happening in real time. And I'm sitting here, and I feel like, luckily I'm governor, but like we're not doing enough. Right. We're not calling this out. We're not drawing a line here. And again, it's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's about who we
right and
are,
wrong,
man. Yeah, it's right and goddamn wrong. Daylight and darkness.
I feel like any time
60s world.
It's about right and wrong, daylight and darkness, Glay.
Who that?
All right, so Glay is hilarious. Yo, so that's Governor Newsom. That's your next president. That's Governor of California.
That's the one they've been talking about.
That's Governor Newsom, man.
Oh,
That's Governor Newsom. All right, so let me give you a little bit of context. Let me give you a little bit of context. So Newsom is, I don't know if you know what podcast he's on.
That's the ain't that Matt Barnes from
That's All the Smoke podcast.
Oh, that's what it's called, All the Smoke. Okay.
It's called All the Smoke. That's with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Now,
so
clearly,
his energy is the smoke. Like they about it.
Nah, their smoke energy is more so about just smoking weed. I think it may be I think that's the main one.
Oh,
but
not staying on business smoke.
I'm sure that now that you say that, that's probably what it. What is that called? A double entendre? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm sure that it's one of those things, but.
That's not what you was getting.
Yeah. When I know them as just, they like smoking a lot of weed and just having some conversations. It's not as serious of a podcast as I would say. Like when I look at this, I see Newsom just trying to appeal to some young Negroes. He's trying to appeal to the YNs. This is what this is, an appeal to the YNs, an appeal to the Black community overall, perhaps. But the thing that stuck out to me the most is that he said that anti-woke is just anti-Black. So first and foremost, it's funny because when people hear woke now, they think of like LGBTQ.
Immediately where I go.
And you know what I mean? That's the first thing. Even though woke used to be like a positive, not to say that that's negative, but it used to be a positive thing pertaining to like consciousness. Like you're woke, like you understand life, you're seeing things. Like it's something that I thought Black people used to say more so like, yo, stay woke. Like don't let these powers that be and that stuff, all that type of stuff. And it just got hijacked at some point. And okay, cool. But for him to be sitting here and acting as if anti-woke is anti-Black, that's insane, bro. It's like just because I'm anti you allowing or not forcing parents or teachers to tell parents that their kids are going through a gender transition does not mean that I'm anti-Black. Just because I don't want all this LGBTQ stuff pushed on the community does not mean I'm anti-Black. Even if something in that anti-wokeness pertains to DEI, even if I'm against DEI, even if I'm against or I'm calling out Black violence, it doesn't mean that I'm anti-Black. And this is what always happens when it comes to politics. You get these liberals, and I gotta call a spade a spade. It's these white liberals that will try to incentivize Black people or try to gain whatever control over Black people by manipulating them into telling them that the world is racist, the world is so bad. Oh, you see that other group, they're against you, and it's just not that. And Black people fall victim to it every time. Black people fall victim to it every single time. And here you have Gavin Newsom sitting up here, who may be our next president, talking about anti-woke means anti-Black, bro. This is how we get to the point of having all these quote unquote race wars. I think it was Tucker that said in that speech where he's tired of all the racial stuff, tired of all the racial wars, tired of all these fake race wars, I should say, where we get propped up against each other for somebody else's benefit. So I just thought that was just a funny clip to share. But yeah, that may be your next president.
Okay, Devin said he fucks with Gavin.
That's not surprising.
Okay.
That's not surprising.
Then we got mixed reviews. Gavin is a psychopath.
Facts, but as a matter of fact, the fact that this is I'm trying to avoid certain things, but let's get to it. Vons. This is a perfect example. Hey, Vons, what makes you fuck with Gavin, as you said?
That's your favorite question for Vaughn.
I just want to know what makes you. No, he wrote he fucks with Gavin.
No, but I remember this. If I never saw one episode, this was the question about Chicago mayor.
Let me ask you this: did I get an answer? Do you remember the answer?
I remember the answers.
So I got answers? Like, did people answer when I asked them that?
Well, that day, yeah, he answered why he liked them.
Okay.
You didn't. I mean, it didn't align with what aligned with you.
And this is the thing. Then Vons writes facts, but it's politics. What is politics? Manipulating black people? And if that's the case, as a black person, you're not supposed to be the one that says it's just politics. You're the one that's supposed to say, oh, let me stop getting finessed and manipulated. like that's what Gavin Newsom's supposed to say. He's supposed to say, yeah, it's just politics. Not you, the person that's getting exploited and manipulated. It's just, it's so funny. All right, and y'all gonna hear me a little different. I have to figure out a way to not be so critical. That was that was the first spiritual law of success, which is to not judge. So I don't know how we're gonna do this, but to each their own. I guess I'll just throw that out there. To each their own. But I'm just asking, Vons, what makes you rock with him, if so? And this is the problem. Gavin fight back against Trump. What does that even mean? Let me ask you, Vons, what exactly do you want him to fight back against Trump when it comes to that? Like, these are perfect examples of how we just get caught up in this gang versus that gang. And I guess fortunately, unfortunately, if from my perspective, but to each their own, Vons is a part of the Democratic gang. It just is what it is. So that tends to be how, we see the world, through the eyes of our blood or Crip gang. So here we are. All right, let's move on. There was an interesting clip right here that I saw with Josh Hammer. So he's one of these people that has an issue with Candace Owens. He used to work with Charlie Kirk, and he's one of these people that was in the text message in which Charlie Kirk was having a bit of a back and forth or calling out certain Israeli Zionist influences. And he was saying in that chat that, oh, I'm bringing Candace to the next Turning Point USA event, definitely having Tucker. And Josh Hammer afterwards was similar to Netanyahu, trying to act as if Charlie Kirk had never questioned anything about Israel and that he was just the world's biggest Zionist. And unfortunately, Charlie Kirk was pushing a lot of that narrative, even though he made it clear that he didn't like Bibi Netanyahu. But this is what Josh Hammer said regarding Candace Owens. Hold on, let me share this. Are we on the screen? All right, here we go.
In a just society, she'd be in a mental ward right now. She would have been in a mental ward a while ago. Mm-hmm. I personally am a big proponent to bringing back the involuntary commitment laws of the 1960s. In my view, she should be involuntarily committed to a mental asylum. In a just society, she'd be in a mental ward right now. She would have been in a mental ward a while ago. Mm-hmm. I personally am a big proponent to bringing back the involuntary commitment laws of the 1960s. In my view, she should be involuntarily committed to a mental asylum.
What you think? Is that what you want for your girl, Candace? This is very dangerous, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and it shows how dangerous just being a podcaster can be, right?
Yeah, like they feel like they could step on shit,
bro. Yeah, but even from Candace's perspective, like how dangerous her putting her neck out on the line. Like this is the same. This is the Kanye, Michael Jackson. I feel like this is the treatment that everybody gets who eventually stands up against the elites or is willing to say something about Jewish people or Israel. I feel like this is the same play. Oh, we got to commit them to a mental institution. Why? What about Candace's actions would think that somebody like Josh Hammer could get on his camera and say that he's for involuntary commitments in the mental asylum. It seems very spooky. We got to pay attention to this stuff, bro. We got to pay attention. It's like you won't address the points that I'm making. You know, you call me everything in the book but a liar. You try to paint me in this picture, and then when it doesn't work, now you're saying that, hey, we should commit her to a mental institution. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how this stuff plays out. There's been, I'm not even sure. Are you familiar with Alex Jones?
Mm-mm.
So Alex Jones, he's known as he's one of the biggest conspiracy. I don't even know. My apologies. I probably shouldn't have worded it that way, saying one of the biggest conspiracy theorists, but he's one of the people that has been uncovering a lot. He's been right on some stuff, wrong on some stuff. Overall, I think that he's just dives in. I would see him as a good researcher, but he made a big, I believe he acknowledges that as a big mistake with Columbine and saying that Columbine was set up or something like that. I don't even want to talk too much about it because I don't know the exact details but he's called out a lot of stuff, called out the government for staging certain things or certain things just not lining up. But now he's going against Candace Owens. So it's like the number one, it's almost like, yo, I'm the number one conspiracy theorist and I'm going against Candace. She's taking it too far. And then the lady Laura Loomer, the crazy lady who's like the super sane Zionist, she jumped out the window and kind of exposed him in a way and said like, yeah, this recent shift in Alex Jones is due to me and us having a conversation, which a lot of people who know Laura Loomer or just assume that. And she looks crazy. She's the one that looks like, what's that mask? What's that mask that
Jim Carrey?
No, not that mask. There's like a funny mask, Laura Loomer mask. Hold on, let me show you. Oh, it's the Purge mask. She's the one.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not even really trying to be funny, but she does look like people always say she looks like this mask. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
This, and then this is her.
Oh, okay. So she got.
Is this actually a real picture or no? That's the Purge mask. Okay, so that's the mask. That's her. Yeah, but she's crazy. She's insane, bro. Insane. All right, let me enough of that. Let's get to the actual discussion. Let me go on the notes and pull up this Nigerian video. So there was a strike on Nigeria on Christmas. You actually said you brought up that topic, Glad.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you. Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking about it? Or do you want me to play the video and then go through that first?
Yeah, let's play the vid.
All right, so we're going to play the video. So there was a strike on Nigeria. And in my opinion, looking at this whole Nigerian situation, and I did a deep dive. Into this Nigerian situation. And to me, this is no different than Venezuela, than Haiti, than Gaddafi, this is just the European American powers or whatever. I can't even say just European and American powers because I think China does it in certain, whatever. This is just another example of colonization. Another example of just colonization, taking advantage of another country, either for their resources. You're going in there, you're causing chaos, you're trying to paint the picture in one way so you can push out propaganda like you're going in there as the hero that America, is throughout the world. You're going in there as this hero. And meanwhile, the country, the people that are actually willing and courageous enough to stand up and say something, they're saying like, bro, whatever it is that you're trying to promote in order to get people to hate Muslims or whatever other agenda item you're trying to check off your list, it's not that. So the Nigerian government and a lot of Nigerians are saying like, yo, this is not a Christian versus Muslim war. This has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that these people are Muslims. And correction. The Alex Jones was not with Columbine. It was with Sandy Hook. My apologies. My dad just corrected me on that. But getting back to Nigeria, the people of Nigeria do not believe that this is a war that Christians are being killed because they're Christians. And then when I did more of a deep dive, I realized like, hold up, more Muslims have actually been killed But if you listen to Donald Trump and if you listen to these neocons, they will make it seem as if people are in Nigeria right now simply getting killed because they're Christians. And that's just not the case. But they're trying to use that to promote this anti-Islam, anti-Muslim mindset throughout the world in order to justify different things. And the more and more that I learn about this topic, I'm realizing like, yo, this is really just about war. This is just about us gearing up for war. It's about us. It doesn't matter what the drugs with Venezuela. It's about the oil. Doesn't matter that Christians are allegedly getting killed in Nigeria. There's other resources there that are important to, like, I think it's the uranium, but other resources that are important. It's the same play. It's let's go screw up this economy, cause some corruption, do a regime change, put somebody else in power that we can control. And then once they get on our nerves, we'll put somebody else in. It's the same reoccurring thing. But let's get into this video. Is it on the screen? No audio in the beginning. Hold on. Let me fast forward a little bit.
Okay, we're just coming out from the General Security Appraiser Committee meeting. Though this is a very special one, it's something we do periodically, but this was specifically convened because of the current development where Nigeria is being accused of persecuting Christians. But I want to make it categorically clear here that no Christian is being persecuted in Nigeria. We are facing insecurity, especially terrorism, and it's something that's been affecting Nigeria for quite some time now. But as a group, talking about security heads, we've been doing our very best to checkmate this act of terrorism within the space of Nigeria. And you will recall recently, that's just last week, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, recalibrated the security architecture by bringing on board officers of proven integrity who are seasoned in asymmetric warfare to add impetus to our operations. I want to assure Nigerians going forward that we're going to add more to what we're doing, add more impetus to our operations, and ensure that we checkmate this act of terrorism within Nigeria. And you know very well that terrorism is a global issue, it's a global problem. There are several countries that are challenged in that respect. And it calls for collective effort. So if we have countries out there who are ready to support Nigeria, we are ready to have them on board to help us checkmate the act of terrorism within the space of Nigeria. So we welcome everybody to support us. That's my message. Thank you.
They're getting ready to turn that country upside down and exploit them for all of their resources. Why is Donald Trump running around here saying that this is trying to paint the picture as if this is a Muslim problem, as if there are radical Muslims running around killing Christians, and that's just not the case. It's not the case. It's almost to the point where, and I don't know how familiar you are with Gaddafi, and maybe it's a good time to play that video. Are you familiar with Gaddafi in Libya?
I've heard the name before.
Yeah, so Gaddafi is just another person that they tried to get rid of, that they tried to shake stuff up within the American government or within their government, trying to convince us. This is what Barack Obama was responsible for. Matter of fact, there's a clip that I want to show y'all. I wasn't going to play it. Let me see if I can find this clip of somebody speaking on Gaddafi, because they were saying that, you know, everybody has this framing of what, here it is. This is actually Russell Crowe speaking on this. Take a look at this.
What we are taught, for example, to regard Gaddafi in a certain way. Okay, but if you look into what happened in his country while he was the leader, you look into the fact that every person is given a house at a certain age. You look at the fact that everybody's education and health care is free. You look at if somebody showed a particular talent for something that required further education overseas, all of the costs of that were paid for by the government. Now, these are all things put in place by the same country's leader that we're told is evil and corrupt.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite balance.
Well, there's also U.S. government interference. That is one that we definitely monkeyed with. I mean, he ran afoul of the United States government.
He wanted to create their own currency. All of these things that they were doing in these countries, even though they're presented to us in one way, they're presented to us in one way as if America is just the hero that's going to go in there and fix all of these countries' problems. And it almost makes me wonder, like, at what point we always talk about Christianity, we always talk about this and that. I don't think any of this stuff is going to change until white people say they've had enough of this. I'm being real, because as you sit back and you look at a lot of this stuff, it's like, damn, country after country being exploited. At what point do people just say enough is enough? When you tell the story about, matter of fact, can you fill people in on what happened with Haiti, as far as Haiti having to pay back France, as far as with the reparations? Because I don't think a lot of people are aware of how the reparations works. We talk a lot about being in America and black people wanting reparations, and this whole conversation where Democrats say that they're going to give out reparations for former slaves. Can you, I hate to even put you on the spot, but I know that you're familiar with that topic, so I kind of want you to elaborate on it just so we can see how this stuff makes zero sense.
Yeah, so what happened is when they had the revolt by Toussaint, don't mark me, but I believe it's around the 1800s, early 1800s. A lot of the they basically isolated the country from doing any type of uh, um, any transactions with other countries in the Caribbean. So you talking about the anything in that little channel there. So they weren't able to import and export goods. So it started driving the company down. So when they isolated them, the country was very difficult for it to generate any type of income for the country. And then years later, they in order to allow them to be able to do transactions of goods and things of that nature, they forced Haiti to pay basically a fee for what they had done with the revolt with Toussaint Louverture. And so in hindsight, what that meant is that, well, if you try to do any type of import and export of goods with any other country, we're going to blackball that country as well. So other countries, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, I mean, they share the same island. They couldn't even necessarily do business. And you're talking about a country who helped a lot of these other countries get their freedom. So Haiti went around and helped other countries because they were the first ever to fully, completely kick the Europeans out single-handedly with no support from other countries, etc. Then they turned around and went and tried to assist other countries. Those same countries had to, give or take, to turn the blind eye to them, and basically were told that if any other countries fucked with them, that they weren't going to be able to do any shipment and any type of stuff with those other countries also. So they forced a lot of those countries in the Caribbean's hand, which drove Haiti's opportunity to obviously make any money as the country, and then turn around and charge them. I forget what the reparations would be, but it was something where Haiti was still paying that like recently type energy, and forced them to pay back for what they had done, which was revolt against slavery. How this makes any sense, I don't know how, but forced them to make any type of uh, um, reparations, and force them to pay back in order to basically be able to do trade with any other goods and shipments and exports, imports with any other country. And then yeah, I mean, they've completely just drove that country into the ground. And when you hear about Haiti being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, I grew up, and my parents are from there. We have a house there. I have family there. I've never known why that country has always been so poor until more recently now, where then you start reading about how Bush and Clinton and them, extorting the goods and then basically putting money on the presidential and lobbying the presidential control. And then, if America doesn't get what they want from Haiti, they'll set up the gangsters and take them out like the mob. It's just a very nasty, nasty, nasty word. And they've completely exploited that country to the point now where it's just a pile of rubble. And I think all in our lifetime, everybody probably on this live, like we've always just seen Haiti as this corrupt, wild country that just can't get it together. And there's a reason for that. If you do a little bit of research, you'll find out about it. But they were forced to pay reparations for stopping slavery to the families and the Europeans that enslaved them because they cost them a lot of money, etc.
They lost their property.
They lost their property and their gain. So they forced the enslaved. I don't know how this shit slides.
And that's what I want to focus on. This is not for the whole victim party, pity party. Like, that's not why it's being brought up. Why it's being brought up is because it shows and it exposes that how a lot of us look at our countries. Like, a lot of people look at the countries that we live in or other countries as, oh, well, they may do certain things that are corrupt, but overall, they actually, we believe in the country. Bro, they have to pay reparations for freeing themselves. Think about that. All these countries, we got America wanting to get involved in Nigeria, has absolutely nothing to do with America. America trying to get involved in Venezuela. America trying to put our nose in everything. Just like a lot of these other European countries. Just like a lot of these other Asian countries as well. Trying to put their nose in everything, and you didn't find it necessary to put your nose in this? You didn't find it necessary to call out the fact that, hey, this country that is the poorest country in Haiti, we have no problem judging it from that standpoint, but nobody's going to point out the fact that France is still exploiting them. They are a mob, bro. These European nations and America act like the mob, bro. They come to your business. They create chaos, so therefore you need some form of protection. And they're the whole time they're the ones causing the problems. It's like you break somebody's window. You got a window business, so you break somebody's window to generate some business. This is just straight me coming into your business and saying like, yo, you need some protection, and we're gonna provide it for you.
We're gonna provide.
And in exchange for our protection, this is what y'all are gonna do. Like, this goes even beyond that. The audacity, and I'm almost, it's to the point where it's like, why? I don't even know why Haiti would even do that. Like, why they would even allow that, why they would even, like, I don't care who agreed to that before I come in office. If I'm in office when it comes to Haiti, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying y'all a dime. Mm-hmm. And the fact, and who knows, maybe that's what somebody did. And maybe that's why a lot of their leaders end up getting killed or assassinated. You hear this type of stuff. So maybe that is the thing. But I want us to be aware of what exactly our countries do. And this is why I said earlier, like, none of this stuff is going to stop unless white people get annoyed enough about it. Because other than that, it'll just be looked at as like, oh, we're just, blaming the blame game. And then people will start saying stuff. Well, would you like to live in Haiti? Where would you rather live, in Haiti or America? As if that has anything to do with the fact that we're discussing as far as us exploiting and destroying their country, and then sitting back and then saying like, okay, so we'll destroy them. And then when we sit back and look at them and say, oh, they're destroyed, that justifies now us getting involved to exploit them for their resources.
Wow.
This is just what's happened. So none of this other stuff surprises me. So when it comes to Venezuela, there's always a play here. It's like we're still living. We talk about this greater Israel project. We're still doing the greater America project, the greater European, the greater colonization process. It's sad, man, when you really think about it, bro. It's sad, man. And once again, this is why it goes back. And the reason why I want to circle back to Nigeria is think about it from this standpoint. And nobody's going to really look up this stuff. Nobody's going to really look up this stuff. So I started looking up things because I was talking to my homegirl, Baywa, who works with us. She lives in Nigeria, and now Trump has actually banned. She was trying to come out to the States, and Trump banned Nigerians from being able to come here. So I was asking her certain questions about what's going on up there. And I remembered before she told me, like, yo, it's not at all what they're trying to paint to the public. People are not being killed because they're Christians. Everybody's being killed. These are just terrorist groups. They're not terrorizing people on the basis that they're Muslim or they're Christian. And then when I was like, let me look at some of these numbers. And I wanted to look up some documentaries on this stuff and hear what the people of Nigeria were saying. Do you know that out of all the deaths, and I believe this is, hold on, let me see. I believe this is 2025. Give me some grace, but I asked for 2025. Do you know that 60 to 65% of the deaths are actually Muslims? And that 35 to 40% are Christians?
Christian.
So there's been 30 to 35,000 Muslims killed. There's been 18,000 to 22,000 Christians killed. But so imagine the danger that all of these Muslims that live in Nigeria who are being killed at a higher rate than the Christians. Imagine the danger that we put them in just because they believe in something, just because they worship differently. Because all of this comes down to just us being better human beings, right? I assume that's what religion is supposed to be. So all of this is just based on us just worshiping differently, us just having a different Messiah that teaches us lessons, a different prophet that teaches us lessons, us maybe having a different understanding of how we all got here or whatever else it may be. It just justifies, we get tricked and manipulated into all this. We are actively committing colonization missions, a genocide between Israel and Palestine. Like, we're getting ready to just go in there and flex our muscle in Venezuela. We've been killing fishing boats, claiming that they're drug boats, when it has absolutely nothing to do with all that. And Americans know. Any American who takes 2 minutes to think about this stuff, you know. So for all the Christians, all the Muslims, all the people that are united under God and pledge their, and commit to whatever religion, whatever spiritual power, what are we doing?
Because the history is repeating itself.
It's just repeating itself. And we got to be some type of honest when it comes to this. Just like we got to be honest when it comes to a lot of this black on black crime. A lot of Europeans and Americans, white people, let me be very clear. White people, you have an obligation to speak out about this stuff. It's not my obligation that I gave to you. It's the obligation that y'all all tell me when you say that you are Christian, when you say that you are Muslim, when you say that you are just a spiritual being, when you are as a human being. You have an obligation. Why is the obligation more on you? The same reason why we say, hey, the good cops are the best ones to police the bad cops. Black people are the best ones to call out black on black crime. It's the same thing. We are continuing this colonization that we started long ago, and we're acting as if we're not doing it just because we can put propaganda out there and people are confused and people just scrolling on TikTok or whatever else, not paying attention to this stuff that's going on around the world. We are actively committing this. Our tax dollars are going towards this. And then we wonder why when we go through, different countries have different thoughts on us. We wonder why people want to maybe visit some type of death on America, or we're hearing these countries say this. Look at what we're doing to other countries. We sit here and complain that Iran is screaming, or we let Bibi Netanyahu try to convince us that Iran is, they'll play the videos of certain people in their government saying death to America, death to this. Talking about, we get upset over people chanting stuff. We're killing we are killing people in other countries. Either directly doing it ourselves or supporting another country doing it, we are actively engaging in these war crimes.
No, you're right. It's we're watching it happen again. We're right back in the space where, we We see what that colonizing looked like. This is the 2025 version. They just lied to the people, tell their asses to shut the hell up. No, ain't nobody gonna stand on no fucking business. Fuck y'all was gonna do. Okay, yeah, we doing it. So what y'all was gonna do anyway? Like, they might as well just tell us that, because what y'all was gonna do anyway?
Yeah.
We gonna tell you, yeah, if you believe in religion, hush. If you don't believe in religion, hush too. We got this money to get. We gonna get this money. Let's keep it moving. Complain about the same shit you complain. Blame the black people. Hey, y'all, blame Hispanic people. Christians, blame those people. We gonna get this money. I'm just trying to see, like, what nobody, like, they don't even be trying to call this shit out. And I'm starting to think, like, no, I don't even like to give people the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, as I've gotten older, I removed that, because I used to give people that shit. They know. The believers know, Dak. We ain't giving these people no advantageous angle that they already don't have. The believers know what's going on. They just hide. You don't have to accept responsibility. Like the metaphor you always use. When you hide behind what you believe in, you can kick the can and say it's somebody else's job. Nobody's trying to pick the trash off the ground. They just want somebody else to do it. And at the end of the day, what is everybody? They're trying to cover their own ass. They want to hopefully go to the promised place, whenever, whoever, wherever that is. They're not concerned about the world. It's not about this test. It's about the later one. They're concerned about that one. So we're pushing and driving to get these people to see, like, oh, you're getting played, but it's just like, you know how many people that believe in something always tell me they know, or that person, yeah, we know that's not right, but then it's just like, when I look around, I'm like, so y'all gonna say some shit? Y'all gonna call him out? What does calling out even look like in 2025? Calling him out and then getting canceled? Like, hush, silence them. I don't even know what's left on the table for change, when where the numbers are at, those people ain't really, they fucking with the way it is, for real. Because if Cats was really to stand up, this shit doesn't play down like that. You don't get a bunch of guys in suits lying and shit like that. But it's just ain't nobody really trying to go there. Ain't nobody trying to snatch the test from the teacher's office and run out the back. You feel me? Like, ain't nobody really trying to go there. Everybody trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to ain't nobody trying to Nat Turner shit. Ain't nobody trying to stop somebody from being, look at that. We don't even speak up for the ones that are being publicly crucified.
Yeah, like, forget a Nat Turner. We're not even close to that. Can we get a Martin? Like, get somebody
peaceful.
Yeah, like Nat Turner. Nah, Cats ain't built for that. But let me ask you this, because and I don't want the conversation to go down. Well, I actually don't mind the conversation going wherever. To be totally honest, I don't mind the conversation going wherever, because once again, nothing is off the table. And when you keep coming back to the same point, it's like we keep trying to identify this issue, right? And we keep coming back to the same point, and then we're like, nah, we can't address it. Nah. Oh, we keep coming back. Nah, we can't. And it's like, so Abuhan wrote, shout out to Abuhan, the way they use religion, not religion itself, just to be clear. How do you know that? Because what you're saying assumes that you know that religion was established to be used in a different way than we're seeing them use it. How do you know that? Matter of fact, isn't what you just said, like, isn't that part of being caught up in the religion? Like, to where you establish something to where even if people use it to do negative, because in it, there's certain positive takeaways, and because you've already convinced people to believe in it, believe, that big word, you've already convinced people to believe in it to a certain point. So now once you believe in something, you automatically see it in a particular way that justifies your belief, not necessarily justified by truth. What makes you so sure of that? Everything that we bring up here, when we bring up the Council of Nicaea, when we bring up all these different things, it seems like religion was largely created to serve the purpose that we're seeing it actually serve. But everybody says, well, that's just the way people are using the religion. Well, I don't see a lot of instances where people are using the religion for all these positive things. You know, it's always the people that are not as powerful that seem to be using that seem to be telling everybody else that the religion was the religion was actually good. Like at its purest foundation, it was good. It's just those other people that use it. It's always the people in power that use it in a negative way, but the people that aren't in power justify the religion, even though it's being used in a negative way. It's like big pharma. There's a lot of people that believe that the pharmaceutical industry was created to help people. There's a lot of people that believe this about doctors.
They won't let it go either.
And then when you actually get into the industry, you're like, oh no, this is business first.
Business first. Mm-hmm.
But see, the people that get caught up, the people that find it hard to believe that people could just establish something and damn, they would play with medicine like that? Nah. They wouldn't do dirty when it comes to medicine, not people's lives, people's livelihood. The pharmaceutical industry was not created to heal you. It was created for them to profit off of giving you less than quote unquote medicine, fake medicine, that they studied the real medicine in nature to create this so they could package it up and sell it to you.
That's nasty work.
It's just, you can say, well, that's only the bad pharmaceutical companies that do that. No, that's what it was created for.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, we see all the death and destruction, the division, and people will say it's the government, it's this, it's that. Like, no. We can't sit back and act like they're using it. There's a reason why Donald Trump is up here trying to promote anti-Muslim and Islamists, they're jihadists, they're killing Christians. There's a reason. You want to know why Donald Trump uses that reason? In order to justify what he's getting ready to do, which is colonize another country and exploit them, destroy their country, because he knows that once he justifies it with religion, people will let their guard down and automatically fall back and stop asking questions.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about the religious cats spinning. As soon as you say religion, they like, okay, we'll put our swords down. We
defense mode.
Hands up. Like, you ain't got to wear. It's what they always say. Don't ever get in a fight with somebody who ain't got nothing to lose, because they'll end your shit because they ain't got nothing. Like when you fight with the people that religion, like, all right, they got something to lose, so they're not gonna go there. And that's what's getting dangerous. Is like they're stronghold in that angle. Like, we know your hands go up when we put a cross on it. We know your hands go up when we put Christian on it. We know if we put a verse on it, y'all gonna relax. That's when we get in our bag on y'all. The play is beautiful. Like, it's just such an obvious play. It's like, damn, they are going to automatically put their hands up if we label it and package it and put it like this. And it's just like, nah, bro, we're getting worked.
I'm glad that you asked that question, Abuhan. He said, I'm with you, Dak, but should we get rid of all pharmaceuticals or reform the pharmaceutical system? This is what we should do as the people that purchase the medicine. What we should do is understand that these people that are giving me something are not giving it to me to heal me. They are giving it to me to make a profit. So therefore, what I do in my personal life is I rely on the natural medicine. Simple. I'm not supporting that particular industry. So therefore, what ends up happening when I have that mindset, when 2020 comes here, my view on it is totally different than a lot of other people's views on it, just because I understood, the things that they're giving me, they have to create this story. They have to create this fear that makes me want to purchase their product, that FOMO. Well, what if I don't get that jab? But we didn't use that same energy to question, what if I do get it? So just by me simply saying, I don't rock with that pharmaceutical industry, period. I don't rock with the industry, period. Made me question 2020, not get this. And imagine if a lot of other people would have had that same mindset going into it. So the same thing when it comes to religion. If you see religion for the BS that a lot of people have used it or rebranded it, in your opinion, I guess you would say, if you see it for the BS that it's being used to, I'm trying to not be offensive to people, but if you see how it's being used and you call that out, then maybe you won't get propagandized into being okay with what happens to your spiritual brothers. Because I don't understand, like when I say that I'm family with somebody, when I say I'm aligned with somebody, what happens to them actually matters to me. So I'm assuming if you are a Christian and you're hearing the things that are happening, or if you are a Christian, you care about everybody, not just Christians. So if you are a Christian and you care about what's happening in Nigeria, I think that you would care a bit more when you have a better understanding of it, instead of allowing people like Donald Trump to finesse us into being okay with genocides, with regime change wars that have absolutely nothing to do with what he's presenting them as. We wouldn't allow it. We wouldn't allow it as much. So if you're asking me from a pharmaceutical standpoint, my mindset is get rid of the whole thing. It's garbage. It's corrupt. And my mindset, because of that, I just don't support it. Now, if more and more people don't support it, what ends up happening to the industry? Now you got more people going to the health food store down the street instead of going to the doctor's office, just like the doctor's office do. The doctors don't go to ask for pharmaceuticals. They go to the health food store to get the natural remedies. The smart ones. It's, if you, then get your gang. Then I'm calling you out. Because this is the same thing. And you know what's so funny? Abuhan, you tell me if you've ever have you ever said something bad about a cop because of what other cops done? Have you ever said like, man, these cops are trash, man. These cops are terrible.
I've said that.
So if you can call out the cops for what a few of the bad cops are doing, where are all the people calling out these religious leaders who are actually overwhelmingly, like they are the overwhelming representation of what religion is?
Yeah, somebody just got jammed up. Did you see the video? Somebody got a Rolls Royce delivered.
I just saw that one. Yeah. I just saw that one.
And he was like, thanks to y'all. I'm like,
oh, he put it out there.
Is the yeah. It was like,
but he was letting people know that he was buying it.
Oh, he got it delivered at the church.
Oh, I ain't mad at that.
He got it delivered at the church.
You want to know, as disgusting as that is, I'm glad that he's doing it right in front of the people.
And he said, I thank y'all.
Yo, how do we get caught up in this? I wouldn't let people play with OG like that. Like if somebody had an OG show or something like that, an OG this, and was using the OG brand in a bad way, I wouldn't let them play with OG like that. Why do y'all let them play with y'all God like that, bro?
Look, nobody else does it but the religion.
Why y'all letting these people play with y'all like this?
Because the jobs don't do it. You say one thing at your job out of character or you get drunk on a weekend or get you a little DUI, you out of there. The first person they ask for a statement from is from the job, just to make sure they don't align with the shit you doing. And the job be like, no, we don't. He does not represent what we stand for in this company. We just wanted to come out with the statement and let you guys know, because they're not trying to fuck up the brand. I just don't understand why the brand is not important. I don't know why why are we not, like, when somebody does some off shit, why don't we just why don't we get on the joint and be like, oh, no, he don't represent the shit we got going on. We wanted to make a statement from whatever, from our community. We do not stand with him. So we just know, so we can start identifying who's wolf and who's sheep. I'm not seeing none of that energy.
Abuhan said, wait, do y'all believe in God?
I knew that question was coming. As soon as you start asking the questions, this is the go-to.
So the person, let's ask this. Hold on. Let's back it up a little bit.
I think if you
about to go, you see where we're going. You see where we're going, right?
I see it. I'm gonna sit back and let you come.
Okay, so the person that calls out how religion is being used in evil, demonic, ungodly ways, the person that is doing what your savior did, right? Like at least going down that path, the person that's willing to call out the powers that be for how they're using religion in such a negative way, right? That person is the one that gets called out for or get asked the question, wait, do y'all not believe in God? My question is for y'all Christians. Do y'all not believe in God? Do you not believe in what your book says?
Oh.
Because I can't see how if you believe in it, you allow these people to be playing with your God like this. I can't understand it. So for me, when I ask myself, what would Jesus do? It seems like Jesus wouldn't be okay with this. And matter of fact, they actually question Jesus. It's funny when you question people that are using God in the wrong way, you end up on a cross. You end up getting crucified. You end up everybody asking you, wait, you don't believe in God? I'm standing up for God. What are y'all doing?
That's crazy to think, though. That's a great angle.
Like, I don't understand.
That's a great angle. And this ain't even directed at you, Abu Hunt. Well, kind of, because you fired the question, but it really does. When you think about it in full function, you're like, hold on, how is the person questioning what is being done being asked if they believe, as if what would qualify you to be a believer was to not question it at all?
It's like, did you chat GPT and see who was dying? How many people were dying? Did you speak to people in Nigeria and ask them like, yo, what's going on? Why is Trump doing? Like, did y'all ask all these questions? They're using your brand, bro. They're taking your brand. They didn't trademark it. You have it trademarked, and they're out here using it to commit atrocities and to violate your most important commandments. But you're asking me, the person that's calling it out, do I believe in God? Because we're so accustomed to somebody's voice answering whether they believe in God rather than their actions. We're so accustomed to asking, oh, what are you? Oh, you're Christian? Oh, you're this and you're that. And then people answering it and us allowing that to say, oh, they're a man of faith. No, show me your actions, bro.
Mm-hmm. Do I feel your spirit without you saying anything at all?
Like, yo, do I believe in God, bro? You don't see it in me, bro. It's pouring out of me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, why isn't it pouring out of you? Why aren't you upset? Why aren't you online like one of these? Why don't we get on? Let's find out where the people at walking around the country, Glay.
They're in Georgia now.
Let's find out what are they? They are the monks, right?
Monks, yes.
Let's
monks.
find out where the monks are and let's go start walking with the monks. Why aren't y'all doing that? That's y'all, like, why I gotta stand up for y'all people when you not standing up for them?
Maybe just that everybody like you should see it there. Everybody just pulls out their phone and records them, but it's like it's just them.
I don't get it. Like if I would be more of a believer
if the believers was walking.
Yeah,
too.
and see, there's a difference. We live in a world of believers. See, believers can be some of the most dangerous people because there's no knowing. There's just believing. And when you believe in something, you always feel because there's no knowing that you always got to prove it no matter what. So you're always on guard. You can never let your defense down. You can never even be open to the fact like, well, maybe what if this isn't, or maybe if it wasn't the same way, maybe if it wasn't presented. You're a believer. So your job is to do any and everything in order to justify your beliefs. It's not a knowing. When you believe in something, that means you don't know.
Yeah, that is.
So when you ask me, do I believe in God? I don't believe in God. I know exactly. I don't believe. When you know you don't believe, you sound like a believer. And I'm not saying you personally, but I'm just saying overall, it's just, I'm just using you as an example.
Yeah, the monks that walk him. But it's just like, why, like, the monks are walking for peace, but it's almost like you be like, damn, like, what makes the monks, like, why are they the only ones walking?
Yeah, we're not saying the monks are wrong. I think I want to make sure that Meth Cat doesn't. I think the monks are amazing.
Yeah. Definitely stand with the monks, and I love what they're doing. But it is interesting, like, damn, like, ain't nobody with the movement, or let's just pull out a phone, snap, record, maybe jump in a prayer when sun goes down, and then cut it off. Mm-hmm. It's just like, damn, where are the movements for the believers? Or no, they got to go to work on Monday, so they got the utility bill. They got, like, there's gonna be a reason why. So it's just like, damn, it make you be like, it just makes the branding like, damn, like where's the work you got to put in to say I'm a believer? What's that work look like?
And this is, and Robert, we've never asked you, which I don't think Robert is. Well, I don't know. I don't want to ask anybody. Whatever. Robert wrote, I just woke up and we are back at the religion. You know who we say that to? We say that to the people that question how religion is used in a negative way. But I doubt that people, when they hear Donald Trump on the news or whoever they like, now, if you hate Donald Trump, obviously you're going to look at anything he says as bad. But I doubt that we look at Donald Trump on the news saying that, yeah, we're going to, they're killing people and Christians in Nigeria. I'm not making it all about religion. This is what the people are making it about, and we're just responding to it. And even when you think about it, what impacts people's lives, the way that we think, the way that we see the world, our perspective, our vantage point, what impacts that more than religion? And if it's not religion from religious people, then isn't that a problem? Isn't that a violation of your religion? So if we're looking at how people think and how we're seeing the world and trying to get people to see a bigger picture, to understand like, hey, there's some demonic things going on in this world, how can we help?
Yeah.
But then when we always get to the point where it's like, damn, we still talking about religion? Absolutely. Because all of this, nothing moves the world like religion. Nothing justifies evil, demonic, devilish acts like religion. So of course, we're always going to come back to this. And it's more of the indoctrination, it's more of the manipulation to where whenever we bring it up, it's like, oh man, we still talking about this? Absolutely. Absolutely. What else is there to talk about? Should we talk about the stocks? Should we talk about what else is there to talk about? Yeah, we see genocides happening where the only justification of a straight genocide after you remove almost 1 million people from their land to create a state for Europeans in the Middle East. After you do that, now you're committing a genocide and destroying the other piece of what the Palestine, the other area of what where those people used to live. You're destroying it, killing hundreds of thousands of people, killing children, and it's being justified based on religion. And it's like, damn, we still back talking about religion?
Yeah, that's a toughie, man.
So this is, Robert, there's absolutely nothing wrong with disagreeing, but I just said 100 things. So when you write, I disagree, Dak, I have absolutely no idea what you're referring to. It's way too abstract to say religion. What is Robert, come on now. I know it's a very difficult thing to explain, especially the side of the argument that you're on, but you got to give me a little bit more than that. You can't just say, I disagree. And look, it's just wrong. It's always just wrong. Explain it to me. Break it down. What's wrong? What is wrong? And then tell me how it's wrong. Because I don't even know. BK, do you understand which part of what I said is wrong?
Even if you just had even if you didn't associate with either one of the discussion, either side, but you're just listening to it very like blank ears, like, I'm not hearing anything that's wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, I just want to know. I may be saying
you
something
may not
that's
agree,
wrong.
but there's nothing wrong because there's nothing right about what you're saying. So you can't say it's wrong, but you're then.
But see, that's the difference, BK. Mm-hmm. People do think that they are right. See, I have no problem admitting anything that I say, anything that I believe, anything that I've believed wholeheartedly, that I've seen proof at, it could all be wrong.
See,
I have no problem acknowledging that, bro. I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah. I think that comes from being an athlete, man.
And it also comes from not being enslaved by any type of doctrine.
Yeah.
That tells me this is what this is. It doesn't matter, doesn't need to be justified, doesn't need to be proven. This is what you believe in, go with it. I'm not tied to that. So therefore, for me, I don't have, bro, I don't care. How did we get here? Was it the big boom? Was it the Garden of Eden? I don't know. I don't know. What I wasn't here. If you ask me something that happened last night somewhere where I wasn't at, I probably can't give you that clear of a description. I could tell you what my man said. I could tell you what they wrote about. But I don't know. I'm not really tripping on it. I'm focusing on right now. Right now. And it's just too abstract and has no action items or solutions. Robert, we don't even know what you're referring to. Respectfully, we have no idea what you're talking about. Look at your last comments, bro. Look at your last comments. I feel like I broke down everything that I said. You may disagree with it, but I feel like you understood it to where you can have a disagreement or an agreement with it. With yours, Robert, I don't know whether you're not giving me anything to agree or disagree with. All you wrote was, I disagree, Dak. And then you wrote, it's just wrong. Then you wrote, it's like saying the problem is people. It's too abstract and has no action items or solutions. What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's just like.
And Anthony said, Robert, I understand exactly what you're saying. So Anthony, you tell us what he's talking about then.
Yeah, I don't know how we missing this shit. Like, I'd like to think I'm a decently understanding person. I don't know how I can just be missing it and everybody else just getting it, but I'm open to hear what that is.
Abu Han said, I think it's more about people. There's been secular. Well, Abu Han, you're disagreeing with Robert then, because Robert said that it's not about people, or Robert says it's like saying the problem is people. Abu Han wrote, I think it's more about people. There's been secular ideologies that killed millions too. The problem is people will follow the herd anywhere instead of thinking independently. When people say that people will follow the herd, do they also consider that maybe they're one of those people that are following the herd? I'm just asking. I totally agree that sometimes people will follow the herd. I followed the herd before. But is there any way that maybe your mindset and how you're seeing things right now is like you're a part of that herd? That's what I would ask. It's hard to type on a big topic like this. Oh, man, all right. It's easy to tell me I'm wrong, but it's hard to type on a big topic like this. It should be simple. I'm a simple learner.
So I guess what I'm hearing is that government and the desire for wealth and power is a problem. Government and the desire for wealth and power is the problem and kills people. But like, why are we so against that they use religion to do that? Like, why is that just not a possibility? Why can't that be a vehicle? Like, I think you can get to the root that yes, people want power, they want money, et cetera, et cetera. Like, why can't we say they use religion to get that off?
Because it requires accountability. And in my opinion, when you have a religious system that can be used to do horrendous things, but the people who believe in the religion, it doesn't force them to address those horrendous things that our people are doing in the name of their religion, we are always going to have a problem. Yes, government. Yes, it's people always want power. Yes, all these different things. But when you have a system to where the good police don't have to call out or police the bad police, what do we think we're going to end up getting? This is the system. A bunch of religions used in the most terrible word. Religion can be used in the most terrible ways. But I don't ever see the people that claim that they use it in a positive way stepping up against the people that are using it in a negative way.
Yeah, it's like we expect the cops to call out the cops, but we don't expect the religion to call out the religious.
Yeah, like I'm asking y'all the questions. Why y'all didn't present this to me? Why did I have to chat GPT it? Are y'all upset? Did y'all know that there were more Muslims killed in Nigeria?
I don't think they care.
And that's the point.
That's what you want to hear.
That's the point. Niggas don't care, bro.
Niggas don't care. It doesn't matter. It's their like when people say religion, it's not a religion, it's their religion. That's why they define it however they want. And so as long as they follow these guidelines, these rules that they keep in their handbook next to their bed, what the neighbor does doesn't matter to them. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying this is what it is. And this is what allows somebody who says I'm a believer operate in some type of way and somebody else operate in a totally different way. Like, think about, we always talk about when religion was used during slavery. One person is using and reading the Bible, and they're telling them that they should accept being enslaved, and one is reading the Bible saying that you should be enslaving. The same person, they're praying to the same person. So it's just like, but it doesn't matter, because as long as I'm not enslaved and I've got what I want and I need, then I don't care what everybody else is reading, because that's not my religion. My religion is custom. I log on, I go to the website, I check out the products I want to purchase, I put that into my cart, I swipe my card. This is my religion. What y'all do with y'all's, I don't really care. And what we're seeing, what we're feeling and seeing is like, damn, hold on. I don't know if was like, how does religion stay so significant and prevalent and fight demons and evil if we're not going to all be in alignment? That's like everyone in the military doing what they want to do in order to protect the country, versus there being one person in charge and tell everybody how we're going to do this. So because you can subscribe to religion and not be religious, just because you can subscribe to believers and not believe, because it's so easy, like it is to swipe out at Target, there's nobody necessarily who has to keep a certain type of decorum behavior. There's no physical test. There's no religious test. I don't have to show you my muscle. Like, I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to know the scriptures. I don't have to know the word. I don't have to believe in the word. I don't have to do the word. I don't have to share the word. I don't have to walk with the monks. I don't have to bring peace. I don't have to do a fucking thing, because nobody's here to mandate and tell me how it should be done. The military, the government, all these places have people in charge that do that. Religion, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's a freestyle. So when you see these complications and these tough conversations that we seem to have a lot, bro, it's because nobody's in charge. God's not in charge. Jesus ain't in charge. If he was in charge, these people wouldn't move like this. They couldn't. When our head coach says, bro, blitz the A gap, dog, you don't get to go to the B. When he says, yo, stay on the sideline and force him inside so he doesn't go running up the sideline for a touchdown, bro, if you don't do it, you get pulled out. There's nobody policing religion. That's why it can get extorted. They can walk all over it. If I wanted to be super rich, successful, and have nobody check me, I would go into religion. Who gonna come after me? Taxes don't even come after me. Government don't come after me. If I go religion, I'm good. And as you've seen, that has been the vessel that people have constantly done. They've noticed that, damn, religion is one of the few places. We've had more change we've gone from people being hung to those same people owning land faster than religion. Think about that. Black people were once hung and have equal rights. We've done more innovation in this space where a black person was less than a man, when a woman was less than a man, than we have in this discussion religion. There's nobody in charge. That's why you keep saying, dog, throw this shit away. Y'all don't have nobody to listen to.
It's like politics. We think that the politics are in control. The politicians are in control. We don't realize, like, oh, shoot, they work for me. It's like having an agent. You don't realize as a player, like, yo, my agent works for me. The dynamics of the relationship have been completely thrown off. So when Robert asked, what's the goal? The goal has been everything that I say on this show every single time: peace, harmony amongst humanity. That's the goal. Let me ask you this. What is the goal of religion? What is the goal of the religion that you've pledged your life to? Let me ask you that, because I just made it very clear what my goal is. So when I say peace and harmony, you can obviously understand why I'm sitting here like, damn, why are we not looking into this issue? We're getting ready to go into another war. We're getting ready to kill more black people in Africa. My fault. We're getting ready to kill more black people in Africa. We're getting ready to kill more Venezuelans. We're condoning and actively participating in a genocide going on in Israel, Palestine. you can understand why I talk about the things that I talk about now, right? Peace, harmony. What is your goal? What is your goal? And we got a bunch of comments to get through. What will the substitution for the 40,000 spiritual belief structures? Is government going to mandate it to no religion, one religion that's already established, or new religious belief? Steve, I got to ask you a question. This reminds me of people saying, what are we going to do without slaves? How can we get rid of slavery? How can we get rid of slavery? What are we going to do without slaves? We can't keep this thing going. We can't keep being growing at the rate that America's grown at. Or whatever, the colonies, whatever it was called at the time. What are we going to do? Not knowing what we're going to do, not knowing to what the next alternative is going to be, does not excuse the fact that what we're living in right now is terrible, and it shouldn't prevent us from calling out those terrible things now. We become enslaved. That is a limited mindset. That is a limited mindset when we embrace this mindset that, oh, well, I don't know what we do instead of this, so therefore let's just keep doing this. Do we not trust the process? Do we not believe in walking by faith, not by sight? Aren't these y'all words? I just don't understand, bro. I just don't understand. I just have no idea what's going on here.
Oh, my bad. My shift came on.
Nah, you good. You good. I'm trying to catch up with some more comments. So Robert said we can change laws. We can help people interpret scripture in different ways. Those would be possible action items. How about just creating some free thinking people to where accomplishing a particular goal of peace and harmony, nothing is off the table? That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're limited. If I'm trying to solve any problem, let's take a step back and look at it like this. If there's any problem that I'm trying to solve, it could be in a business, it could be on a team, it could be in any setting. I'm trying to solve a problem. Is it easier to solve that problem if somebody says, if somebody says, look, nothing's off the table for us to explore about getting us to this particular goal? You may not agree with the goal, may not, whatever. But when you have something that says, okay, well, we want to solve this goal, but this is, hey, we can't focus on this. You're hindered. You're automatically limited by how you can go about solving that particular issue. Mm-hmm. And we act as if, sometimes I think we don't realize how smart the people are who have tried to manipulate us, and how smart people who are in power, how smart your boss is on the job. See, a lot of us, we go to work and we think we're just as smart as our boss. We think we're just as smart as this person. Your boss that sacrificed everything, that took the risk that you weren't willing to take. Now that's why you work for them. Yeah, that same boss. We go to work and we think we're smarter than them. Mm-hmm. We don't understand that there's certain things that and shifting it to what happens right now, in my opinion, I don't think we realize how intelligent these people that have been in power, that stay in power, and how much urgency there is to keep that power by any means.
Oh man, they're the best to ever do it.
So therefore, exactly, Glay. So therefore, when the things that we're saying, we think that we're speaking just freely. We think that these thoughts are just what comes to our mind. No, we've been indoctrinated. We've been conditioned to see the world this way. And we've been conditioned to see the world this way to prevent people from calling out and holding certain people accountable. So that way people can pretty much have a green light to cause whatever chaos in this world. You don't think that when they did Manifest Destiny and when they created the doctrine of discovery and they said that you can kill or do whatever to any village, conquer any village that doesn't believe currently in Jesus Christ, you don't think that deep down they knew that that was wrong? You don't think that people, when they were killing somebody that looks just like them or maybe doesn't look just like, whatever, you're killing people and justifying it because they believe in a different God. You don't think that people knew that that was actually wrong?
Y'all know that shit don't feel right.
People just go along with it because it's like, oh, all right, yeah, I'll rock with that.
Bro, that's a tough task. Like, it's not even like, I won't even give it to them like they're able to do it and like it ain't nothing. Bro, that's a tough task to go against. Like, now when we start talking creation, who made us, bro, that's a tough task to do something wrong unless you have worked and built that muscle and that tolerance to be able to do something long and not feel anything for about it. Bro, those people don't sleep at night initially when they start. They don't sleep at night like that shit just easy peasy, bro. So when y'all make it seem like, oh, they just want money, they just want power, bro, to sacrifice people, that's not easy. Y'all keep making it seem like it's so simple. So let's not make it seem like, oh, like you could go do it. Like, no, bro, you see how hard it is just to have this convo. Y'all not ready for the money, power, and respect.
Hold up. Yeah, niggas be picking and choosing, bro. And hold on, let me remove Abu Han's comment from the screen because I'm not referring to you as that, and I shouldn't even be using that word. Whatever. Whatever. I shouldn't have called you that, and I wasn't calling you that, but I didn't want it to be associated with that. So Abu Han wrote the U.S. has gotten significantly less religious since the 50s. Have things got better or worse? Europe, same story. That's why more people are going back to traditionalism, aka religious. Let's look at America. Now, I distinctly remember a lot of people being upset with Byron Donalds for saying something good about how life was or about the Jim Crow, and he was only identifying the fact that we had more people married. And everybody was saying, oh my God, Byron Donalds said life was good. People got upset and offended when Donald Trump, I was one of them, when he came out with this slogan, and it was Ronald Reagan's, but whatever. He came out with the slogan, make America great again. And people were sitting around here saying, when was America ever great? When was America ever great? When was America ever great? Now, when it's convenient for the conversation, we're going to sit here and say that that the U.S. has gotten significantly less religious since the 50s. Have things got better or worse? No, we're skipping a part of that cycle. We're skipping a part of the boomers, and they probably lived, and this is what I talked to Paula about in that interview, they probably lived at the peak. I don't know whether that was like the 70s, the 80s, the early 90s. I don't know, whatever that is. And now things are going back downhill. And different problems bring up different things. So it's almost like, well, there was more religion during slavery too. Have things gotten better or worse since then? There were a lot more people invested in religion during slavery.
Oh man, that's true.
Specifically Christianity.
Yeah, use that one.
So you see how we pick and choose how to play these games, bro.
But Glay, leave that one on the table. I want to see what niggas said it out.
Like what? What was life better during slavery?
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
When Nat Turner was getting pissed off, and because he was convincing all these black people to adopt Christianity. Come on, bro.
He might say yeah.
Come on, bro.
Give him an opportunity. Say yeah, because I think that's what we might hear.
Abu Han is 100% correct. Robert, we're looking forward to you answering now the more recent things that I just said. Yo, people.
Yeah, I mean, he might say, bro,
free yourself, man. Free yourself. Damn.
It might have been better, bro, during those times. You keep thinking that it wasn't.
Maybe it was better during slavery. I'm still waiting for somebody to answer. Anthony, you there?
I'm not gonna say
Robert, you there? Abu Han, is anybody there?
Didn't even answer the question. He just skipped over the whole
terrible analogy. Now I've been noticing, Robert. Today you've been doing a little bit more aggressive with the name calling. I see, or with the criticisms. All right, you see what happens when you talk religion. Terrible analogy. Somebody please tell me why that analogy was terrible, but you were so in love with the analogy that Abu Han gave. So when it was Abu Han talking about the 50s, it's all good. But then when we go back further, it's a terrible analogy. What's the question? So it's a terrible analogy, but then you're asking, what's the question?
Dang. I think America was better. America liked it then.
Can somebody tell me, Abu Han, were things better back during slavery? When black people were so scared, they just embraced Christianity and got rid of whatever religion that they had before that. Were things better?
when they were sold, when they were hung.
See, you can't just use these. Well, there was more religion during this time and period, so therefore that justifies this. You can't use it. It's a bad argument.
Yeah,
but I'm just laughing at the fact that Robert pointed it. He was in love with it when Abu Ham made it, but then had an issue when I made it.
Yeah, because you was going to a place that it didn't support it. That example you do, it shows the religion. We were more religious, but it don't do that. So it's not a good analogy. He's right. It's not a good analogy, but it doesn't mean it's not true. And it doesn't mean that it don't work. It's just like, we don't cherry pick. Like, let's go there.
Right.
Like,
but you thought it was a good analogy when Abu Ham made it.
Yeah, because he left out that.
Yeah.
As long as we leave out the history, then it makes sense. Then it makes more sense.
Oh man. Where's the
Robert's response is, you need to learn more history. Why don't you address the history I'm talking about? Why don't you say something? Just respond to that. Was it better during those times?
So let me ask you this. So if that may be true, I definitely do need to learn more history. Are you suggesting that you don't need to learn more history? Or maybe if you know more history, then you should perhaps have a show. You should be doing what we're willing to do. Put ourselves out there in order to speak the truth, in order to have these conversations so that we can at least get towards the place that we're saying is our goal. See, I get on here every day and tell y'all what my goal is. I don't type it in the chat. I tell y'all in a video setting exactly what my goal is. I discuss a lot of these topics. So now when you resort to saying you need to learn more history, bro, come on. That's a weak statement, bro. Of course I need to learn more history. I'm not offended by that at all. Of course I do. But if you're saying that you need to teach more, I would agree with that as well. You need to teach more. Help me understand. That's what I'm asking questions for. But it seems like you're picking and choosing the questions that you're answering that I'm asking. And it seems like you're just doing more name calling with saying you need to learn more history. Terrible analogy. All right. Maybe you're just smarter than me. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm cool with that. It doesn't bother me, bro. But I'm willing to get up here and do this. I'm willing to get up here and have the conversation in real time, live, no issue. Go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, see, but look, interesting enough, look, Unc says, hell no, it wasn't better.
Yeah, simple, right? But nobody wanted to answer that.
Yeah, hell no.
Denise didn't want to type a novel. That's a yes or no.
Yeah. Unc said, hell no, it was not better times for who? And it's just like, yeah, this is why it's so important for perspective. And this is why these conversations are so important. Depending on who, it may be different. And so we're not ever going to hear that. You just make the assumption America was better, but it's just like, you're not willing to hear that for the people. Like, you're not willing to hear Unc say it wasn't and have that conversation of why you think it was and Unc tell you why it wasn't. That's the dialogue that we need to be able to have. But you shut it down when you just say we need to go read history, as if that means omit all the bullshit too. Like, just go cherry pick all the stuff that works for my argument, but I don't want to talk about. Like, I'm not telling you to give me the answer. I'm just telling you to make sure that you understand that this was an answer to begin with. But we're not. It's just like we don't. So when we use a part of history that you don't agree with or doesn't align with your beliefs, now we don't know history.
Right.
Now we don't, like, now we're uneducated, ignorant niggas now.
Yeah. That's what they do to Candace. That's what you need to learn more history. You need to do more research. Okay.
Right. As if I learned more like somehow this would be omitted because I know more now. Even if I knew 10 times more, I wouldn't omit what is being said. You would actually just respect and understand that is a part of the history. And we have to take some type of accountability in the conversation to begin with. But you're omitting it no matter what, whether or not we were historians or not. You're just omitting the conversation. And so you're putting it on your own personal back to give us answers that you honestly don't have. And that's why we make the conversation becomes so difficult, because we're not humble enough to say, look, man, I see the double standard, or look, I see the inconsistency, or I see what y'all mean, bro. Y'all aren't making an argument that just looks like fucking two flying idiots. It makes sense. I don't have the answers. I'm gonna keep doing my research. We don't even have the humbleness. We don't even have
we just don't name call. Terrible analogy. You need
Yeah,
to
like,
learn
we're
more
gonna do
history.
that.
We're
It's
gonna,
just like,
we're gonna say pretty
I don't
much,
wanna
oh,
talk
you're
about
not smart enough. That's why we can't have. That's why we're not seeing eye to eye, because you're not smart enough. All
Yeah.
right. If that's what it's funny, BK. Let me ask you this, and the less I knew, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I
better
was
you would've
actually
been.
seeing it how you saw it.
Yeah. The
So
better
then
you
when
do.
I actually did the research, it's kind of gotten me here. So I guess I didn't learn the same history that you learned, I guess.
You're
That's
right,
what.
Dak. You're right. That's a great point.
I
It's
mean,
like
BK, look at yourself.
me included. I ain't know nothing about none of this shit. But the more I have been learning, the more I've been like, damn, like I never knew why Haiti was where it was. But then when you do the research, you like, damn, there's a reason why. So it's even comes to this these type of conversations, like when you stand firm in your beliefs, sometimes becomes an indicator, like you said, Dak, that you don't know. That's why you're so firm on the belief, because you don't know. But when you know, you be like, oh. And even if you feel like you do know, but you hear some shit that you didn't know, you really be like, ooh, okay. How many times have we publicly got on here and I've been like, nah, Dak, and you've been like, nah, look at this thing. I'm like, nah, you right. You
Both
right.
of
I
us.
ain't got
There's
an answer
nothing
for
wrong
that.
with that.
I ain't got an answer for that one, Dak. That's a good one. And then it makes you just go back to the drawing board and just understand, like, hey, if I want to have this conversation again, I gotta be prepared. That is an angle. That's the glory behind debate and conversation. Not, no, you need to do your research. Like, bro, we come in prepared. Don't try me like that.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm cool with you trying me like that. And I'm cool with answering this question as well. Dak, how do you teach people the golden rule? I'm convinced that the majority of people don't learn through teaching. You don't teach things, you sell them on something. That's how the majority of us have learned the things that we've learned. We were sold on this. We weren't taught it. So the best way to sell something,
Okay.
you got to market it. You may
Okay.
have to create some fear around it. You may have to create some FOMO. You sell things to people.
Oh, you
Case in
answered this
point is this
before.
conversation right here. I don't even think that a lot of people are even open enough to see this as a conversation to where we can learn from, because people are so closed off, because they've already been sold something to where they believe in something, don't care about whether or not it's true, but that's what they believe in. So therefore, when you believe in something, now you're an active salesperson of that thing that you believe in. So in order to teach the golden rule, if people actually absorbed information through way of teaching, you could just say, hey, all you got to do is live, speak, breathe, whatever it is. If you believe in that golden rule of treating others the way that you want to be treated, then not only voice it in your voice and saying that, but also show it in your actions. But people don't receive information like that. And we see it every day on this show when we bring up religion. People are defending certain things rather than actually processing what is being said and then responding to it that way. People are defending certain things. That's what happens in these religious conversations, because nothing is about knowing, it's all about believing. So therefore, how do you teach the golden rule? I don't even think that teaching the golden rule would be effective. We live in a world where you have to sell them on something. Why does every black kid growing up want to become a basketball or football player? Because that's what's been sold to us of how we can be successful. Why is it either sports, sell drugs, or rap? Because that's what's been sold to us as far as how to be successful. You don't think that people know the golden rule of treating others the way that they want to be treated? You don't have to have a significant IQ to understand that. Little kids understand that. But that doesn't mean that just because I understand the golden rule, that that's how I'm going to behave. It just doesn't add up that way. Ah, man.
Well, that's all we got here.
Let me ask y'all this. Why y'all letting these people disrespect y'all God? That's what I need to be asking. Why are y'all letting these people do it? What are y'all doing? Matter of fact, you asked me, Robert, what is my way of teaching? Robert, what's your way of teaching? And what is your goal? Two things that I asked, and I don't think that you addressed either question previously, but let me make sure that I didn't, because I wasn't able to keep up with all the chats. So I asked you something earlier. I said, what is your goal? You asked me that question. What is my goal? I gave you the answer, my answer. I asked you that question. I don't think that I've seen an answer. So I have two questions for you. What is your goal? And then what was the other question that I just answered? I guess what is your plan and how are you teaching? Two things. What is your goal and how do you teach? You're getting close, Dak. Yo, some people just think they're smarter than you, bro. This is what it comes down to. And there's nothing wrong with that. You may be. Matter of fact, I hope you are. Deep down, I hope that you are. I hope that everybody that I come into contact with is smarter than me because I'm more likely to gain something from that exchange than them. So selfishly, I hope that everybody that I interact with is smarter than me. I really do. So glad we're going to wrap it up there. I know we were supposed to do 9:30. Maybe we'll wrap it up there. There was a video that I wanted to show to us. I don't know why I wanted to finish off with this video. But
this is when I know I'm done. It's this.
What's that?
When they justify the scriptures by telling you to go read the scriptures. Go read the book.
Yo.
Go read the book that is telling.
How do you know the book is true? The book said it. It says it on this page that to deny anybody who doesn't believe in this book that you're reading right now. Like, what?
Justify the behavior with the book, then it's gonna be all right.
BK, how are you? How do you know that? Like, BK, I think you're lying. And you tell me, no, I'm not lying. BK said it. Like, I wrote it here. Like, I said that I did. Look, I said, I did.
The book justifies the behavior, Dak. I'm done. The book, the book. Go read the New Testament and then all my answers, all my questions will be answered. I'm done here. This is wow. Give me a scripture to read.
You're giving me all these homework assignments, but you don't even seem to be open to the things that we're saying in the conversation. Now you want to give me homework assignments to make me a better human being.
And see, but okay, he rolling some stuff out right here. I have seen many people turn their life around because they found their connection to God.
This is the problem with religion right here.
That's it.
You think that your religion controls the relationship between man and God. That is the problem right there. You assume that I don't have a relationship with God because I don't subscribe to your religion or because I question certain aspects of Christianity. This is the insanity that comes with the religious mindset. And everybody else who's sitting here that knows what I just said is true, that will sit here in the chat and comment at any other time, and I would call out names, but I'm not going to do that. Y'all know that exactly what I just said is true when it comes to what Robert just said. You know that that's a problem. You know that that mindset is wrong, and you will not address it. Why? Because you're defending your gang. Whether we do it with the Democrats, the Republicans, religion, gender, LGBTQ, everybody defends their gang. I'm defending principles, morals, and values. That's what I stand on. I don't have a gang that I belong to that I need to justify what they do, how they see the world as being true. You just said, I've seen many people turn their life around because they found their connection to God. With all due respect, brother, my life is amazing. I don't need to turn my life around, and for you to assume something like that in your comment is kind of wild and just shows the moral high ground that a lot of y'all religious folks stand on.
Yeah.
Like you asking me to turn your life around. Why don't you go address these people that are violating your God in your God's name? Why are you asking me these things? I have seen many people turn their life around because they found their connection to God. This is wild, bro.
Oh, I mean, here's Unc. So when I hear people like BK say that religion does not change, yes, it does. I've seen the change in my own eyes. I'm done here.
So then Robert wrote, you need to look up the definition. Y'all should know me by now. Let's go to Google. I don't understand why these people. Let's look up the definition. Apparently that's going to open our minds up. Glad. Religion definition. It says, can we see this on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
It says religion, the belief. What does that mean? Belief. Okay. The belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods. So you're telling me to look up the definition, and that by this definition, I should just like have this type of like epiphany moment to where, oh, now I understand what Robert's saying. No, religion does not control the relationships to God. Sorry. It's an organized system that people believe in, to each their own, but religion does not control the relationship between God and person. And to be totally honest, a lot of the people that have worshiped the religions the most have used it to commit some of the most heinous actions in our human history.
Why
So
do
it's
they
very
ignore
funny
that?
how that works out.
Why do they ignore that?
That's because I'm gonna tell you why. Because people that are of a certain religion, or people that are religious, think they're better than people that don't claim a religion. Just like people in frats and sororities in college think they're better. People that are a part of the Democrat and Republican Party think they're better than independents because their gang is bigger. People that are blood think their gang is better than the Crips. This is all the problem. It's all just tribalism in different ways.
He think he led.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think he up because he believe in something. Oh, okay. All right now. I might have to dip out before 10. Glad I got something at 10.
All right, and hold on. He said, so Robert wrote, by definition, you are religious. I told you I'm everything, bro.
It's up.
I told you I'm everything. And if you see me as religious, then why did you write the comment that you wrote before that? Now you're saying that I'm religious. But you're saying that if I turn but earlier you said you've seen people turn their lives over. If you think that I'm religious, then why have you been saying all the things that you said before this? Oh my God. Okay.
It just keeps up. Now it's a church problem.
All right. Now it's a church problem. All right,
Robert. Yeah. We're gonna exit the chat.
It's all good. It's all good. Great conversation, though. Great conversation. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully everybody got something from it. If I'm religious, then what religion do I belong to? Robert, you told me I'm religious. What religion do I belong to? We'll leave it at that. Let's do some breathing, Glay. You want to go through the breathing? You do it a little faster.
No.
All right, we're going to do box breathing. Shout out to our big bro, Steve. We're going to do a 4-second inhale in which we're being very intentional on inhaling positive energy. Then we're going to do a 4-second hold. We're going to do a 4-second exhale after that. And then we'll do another 4-second hold. And then we'll repeat that cycle 4 times. Every inhale, focus on inhaling positive energy. Every exhale, focus on getting rid of the negative energy. All right. If you're in a safe place and you care to do so, then close your eyes. All right. Ready? Begin. 4-second inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. All right, last one. Get that inhale. Focus on intentionally inhaling the positive. Go. Hold. Keep holding. Then we're going to release the last remaining bit of that negative energy and release. Hold. All right. Y'all know we come here to do elevate on purpose, stimulate your minds. All right. The goal is to become a better leader. The goal is to be very purposeful, become a better leader. And in order to do so, we got to challenge ourselves to think differently than we previously were thinking, and to perhaps do things in a different way and be open to questioning certain things that we may have never questioned before, but to each their own. All right. Strength and honor, onward and upward. Y'all know what I mean when I say get to that bag. That's the things that we focus on throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, that ultimately we're going to add up to what we like to call our personal legend, the impact on our world. So to make sure that we're moving with the proper efficiency and on the right trajectory, we need to know what we're focusing on and let that serve as our North Star, our compass, our guardrails, whatever it is that you want to see it. The things that I focus on: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and in everything we do, integrity. And of course, we got to have the balance. Glay.
Great combo, great kickoff. I think we did well for a religious conversation on Monday. I'm not sweating. I'm not punching air. And everybody's still in the chat. Nobody left. So great convo, guys, on both sides. But we got to continue the convo. I like it. I like what Steve had said. We're distilling here. So that's all I got.
And of course, we appreciate you, big bro Robert. As always, we ain't always going to agree, but we always appreciate the conversation, being able to have this respectful dialogue in this community. So on that note, we shall see y'all tomorrow, 8 a.m.